All right, we'll go ahead and get started now so that we can end on time. We have some wonderful information to share with you today. So, welcome to the Community Pharmacy Roundtable. We are hosting this to help our community pharmacy partners, and I'll go into more details on that here in just a minute. But my name is Breck Rice, and hopefully my voice will hold out. Been recovering from a little bit of a cold here, but hopefully it'll hold out for us here. And I'll try to do less talking and let our wonderful program providers do more of the talking here today. But I'm a co-founder of ServeRx. Started the ServeRx program about 10 years ago, and we help pharmacies get better reimbursements. Will Shaw from my team will be talking about that here just in a minute. But we'll go ahead and get started. But thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. I absolutely love community pharmacy, and been in the industry for over 20 years now, working with our independently owned and small little community pharmacy chains across the country. It's been a wonderful career, and love working with you all. When the company that I worked for previously before ServeRx was a great third party processor that got acquired by a big PBM. I could not go to work with that PBM. I didn't want to go to the dark side, so I left. So if there's anyone here that's representing the PBM industry, apologize in advance. I don't usually speak very kindly of how horrible they have been to our independently owned community pharmacies. So just know that in advance before we get started. Right after the pandemic, I posted this article that came from the Drug Channel Institute. It talked about how many independent pharmacies had closed their doors and why. Because of the poor reimbursements. You look at the profit margins back when I started in the industry 20 years ago, they were fair. They were 36%. And now today, you're lucky if you're getting 3 to 5% margin on your claims. In fact, 1/3 of all medications now dispensed from an independent pharmacy are actually dispensed below your acquisition cost of the medication. So it's really unfortunate, really hard to stay in business with those low profit margins. So that's the problem. More recently, this article actually just came out last month, and this was an article talking about that the PBM insurer mafia is coming for community pharmacies. And I just want to read you one quick little quote from that, but also tell you how this all lines up. I think everyone in our industry understands that Cigna, one of the big insurance companies, is directly aligned with Express Scripts. And then Express Scripts and Cigna have an alliance with Walgreens, one of the big national chains that's trying to take over. United Healthcare, they own Optum. And we know how Optum is just been horrible at negotiating reimbursements. In fact, the most recent horrifying program is when they took over the Department of Labor. So all your federal employees, postal workers, and all of those, I think the rate's at minus 88% now. So I don't even know how an independent can continue to dispense for federal workers, unfortunately. So that's a horrible alignment. And then of course the Aetna, CVS, and they owning their own PBM with Caremark. So let me just read this quick little blurb from this article. PBMs are teaming up to get rid of independent pharmacies by dropping reimbursement rates with independents to get them out of the way of PBMs so they can steer patients to their own pharmacies and mail order operations. Last year, more than 300 independent pharmacies have closed. So we had 1,200 that closed right after the pandemic. We had 300 last year. I get those updates from our PSAOs on a regular basis. We need to do something to save our industry, and so that's why I launched these roundtables. So thank you for being here. On top of the poor reimbursements, you have the DIR fees, so direct indirect remuneration. I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but this is horrible. This report shows a 91,000%. I've actually seen it over a 100,000% increase in some reports, but just I can't even understand how that's even possible. Put it into perspective. I did the math. What would it cost me to fill up my car with a tank of gas? And I get pretty good gas mileage in my car. It would still be over $70,000 to fill up my tank if you use that same increase in the DIR fees. Here's the example of a gallon of milk that would cost $3,600. So we have got to look at other solutions, other things that we can do to offset those horrible things that are happening to our community pharmacies. Here's some examples of pharmacies that had been open for a really long time that had to close their doors. The ones up in the Northeast in Johnson City location, 80 years. Here, there's pharmacies that were open for over 106 years and ended up having to close their doors. And that's creating these drugstore deserts, meaning that now the people in those communities are going to have to drive 50, 60 miles to the next community over to be able to get to a pharmacy. So again, I mentioned that I get all of the updates from the PSAOs. Here's some more recent closures that were reported to me. I really firmly believe that 1/3 of your revenue needs to come from non-dispensing. So you can see that the supermarkets, obviously they have all their front end, and the big mass merchandise pharmacies and the chains have all their front end. Well, we know that our independents don't have a lot of front end space to sell a whole lot of other products and things like that. And so we've got to be a little more strategic about this. So I've brought a couple of programs together that I want to share with you here that work right in the space that you have, that can get you to that, that 1/3 of your revenue or more coming from non-dispensing. We'll get to that in just a minute here. First, I want to show you one of my favorite hockey players, Wayne Gretzky. I used to play Pee Wee League hockey. It was a lot of fun back in the day. And, the famous quote from Wayne Gretzky is that what made him such a great player was that he skated to where the puck was going, not where it had been. And that's really kind of where we're at with community pharmacy. I always say that the status quo is going to kill community pharmacy if you keep doing what you've always done. And so we've got to get out of that status quo. I want to show you a quick little explainer video about ServRx because we are on your side. We want to get you fair reimbursements, and this is how we do that. And then I'll give Will the floor to tell you a little more about our program. Make sure volume's up.
An injured worker comes into your pharmacy. What do? Do they have a PBM card? Who is their carrier? Will I have to make a bunch of calls to find out? Will I get paid? And if I get paid, will it even cover the cost of the drugs? Don't worry. Just send the claim to ServRx. They will do all the work, guarantee payments, and you will even make more. Less work and more money. What do you have to lose? You are probably already contracted through your PSAO. All you need to do is enroll. www.servrx.com.
So I'd like to turn some time over to Will from my team. I think most of you are familiar with our program, but if you are not enrolled, you need to get enrolled. It doesn't cost you anything. In fact, it actually probably costs you $50 or $60 if you're not using us when you can use us. So Will?
Yes, great morning, everyone. Could everybody hear me? Can you hear me, Brett?
Yeah, just perfect.
Like Brett said, ServRx, we have no affiliations with the PBMs. Our goal is to help pharmacies receive those fair reimbursements that you legally deserve. It's a real simple process, program, just like that video explained. Patient comes into your pharmacy. They need a workman's comp claim, medicine for the workman's comp claim. If you was to process, for example, a meloxicam through that PBM's bin and PCN, your pharmacy may be reimbursed $3 to $4 for that medicine. Then that same medication, depending on the state where you live in, if you was to process that meloxicam through ServRx, your pharmacy could be reimbursed anywhere from $91 to $105 we have been seeing lately. And the reason that you do receive those higher reimbursements when adjudicating those workman comp claims through ServRx is we reimburse the pharmacy of AWP. Again, for your state schedule fee, all depends what state you're in, but majority of the states for AWP for brand medications is 85% plus a $2 dispense fee. And generic medications is 70% plus a $2 dispense fee. If you're with a PSAO, that will be reimbursed to your pharmacy in 30 days through your central pay. If you are independent, ServRx will reimburse you for those workman comp claims in 45 days directly from ServRx. We do have a live help desk that's available 7 days a week. So if the pharmacy was to receive a rejection for a claim, you can feel free to give our help desk a call. Again, this is a free service for the pharmacy. There's no monthly fees, no annual fees. And we're just here to help pharmacies keep those fair reimbursements that you legally deserve.
Yeah, thank you, Will. Appreciate that. Will's contact information is in the chat. And like I said, if you are not enrolled in this free program, please get enrolled. And Will can get you all the details of how it works. So, even though you may be in network or your PSAO has put you in network with some of the big payers, like unfortunately Optum, because they kind of hold a gun to the PSAO's head and say, hey, if you want our 65 million lives in United Healthcare, you're going to take Catamaran, Cypress Care, Timesys, all those kind of bundle it together. We understand that, but there's still about 1/3 of all workers' comp that will be outside of those PBM networks. They're self-insured employer groups. So those are the key claims that you want to get a hold of, and you want to reach out to employers in your area to try to build up that business. We've actually had, pharmacy partners who have opened a second location based off of the revenue that they were generating just by focusing on doing more workers' comp or letting the providers know that they do workers' comp. So please reach out to Will for more information on that. Want to bring Mr. John Casson to the stage now and tell you about a program I'm super excited about, because this is one that I think that our independent pharmacies can make passive revenue. Today, most of our community pharmacies only can make a sell or generate revenue if the store is open and a customer walks in and does business with you. John has a program that will help you make revenue and generate revenue even in your sleep. It equates to about 50 or 60,000 per year in passive revenue. And so John's background real quick, I'll let him tell you this, but super sharp guy and his team. This is the same team that built WebMD. I think most of us know how successful that platform is. Yahoo Money and other huge platforms. His SEO professionals will absolutely drive traffic to your pharmacy. John.
Yeah, thanks, Breck. Hey, as Breck says, we built some really cool technology, whether it's WebMD, Yahoo Money, the forerunner of Live Help. And we got brought into pharmacy to solve the problem of 1 in 3 prescriptions issued by a doctor not collected at the pharmacy. So we build white label pharmacy discount sites that incorporate services and products for companies that like Henry Schein, Lionsgate that own On Demand and Netflix, and lots of doctor networks, telehealth platforms, for example. But having talked to Breck at length regarding community pharmacy, there just is a lot of issues around that can be quite easily solved. One is, how do you drive traffic to a community pharmacy, and how do you generate revenue with your existing customers and with the community at large? So we've created a program called My RX Spark, and it's layers. So the first layer is that you sign up and you will get an optimized website included in the system. And these are the optimized guys that did WebMD and health grades. They understand this stuff inside out. You sign up and we'll create you a web page that drives traffic at a Google and Bing and Yahoo level into your platform. It's optimized at a local level, not just at a sort of generic level when somebody's searching, but actually at your zip code. There will be optimization of your pharmacy at a zip code level, featured and local pharmacy. So now we're getting more users in. And that's a good thing. But then the other thing is that you need to make more revenue. And so MyRxSpark gives you your own pharmacy discount platform. It makes you more money than just your standard fill price. So you've got a standard fill price you've agreed with Capital RX in this case, and we will give you more money every time you fill a prescription using our or your MyRxSpark card. It's unique to you as a pharmacy. There's 22,000 community pharmacies. We've built a site for every single one of them. So you get your own card, you get your own posters, you get your own information. And that means that we know exactly where the revenue comes from when a user is using your platform, and whether they buy pharmacy, if they want mail order, if they want products, and if they want services, you get paid. Because it's your card and it's your posters, get out in the community. Put those cards out in doctors' offices and clinics. Put the posters up at laundromats and schools and churches and community centres, and they're seeing your card that drives users to your system. Even if they use it at CVS or Walgreens or any other place, it's your card, you get paid. It's just like a GoodRx card. But the other benefit, and as Breck said, you can earn while you sleep. All your users have friends. And all those community members that you find in your community have friends. And they get your card too. And they may not be living in your zip code. They may be living in a different state, in a different town, and you still get paid. It's all approved and registered at every single pharmacy. So the whole package is called MyRxSpark. And there's links on here to a landing page where you can read more about this, as well as webinars that we run to walk you through each one of these elements. So it's driving traffic to you through optimized web pages. It's driving traffic to you at a zip code level. It's providing a platform for pharmacy, mail order, services and products for your users, your community, and their friends, all wrapped into one go. MyRxSpark.
So tomorrow at this same time, right? Is there another
Yes, there is. Yeah, we're doing a webinar twice a week. We're starting doing it at 12 Eastern Standard Time, but also going to start them running at 8 Eastern Standard Time as well, to see if that's beneficial for the community pharmacists to get on board.
Yeah, so let me put that link in the chat. And that would be for the tomorrow meeting at this same noon hour for Eastern pharmacies, 9 a.m. for us out here in the Pacific time zone. Thank you, John. Appreciate you covering that, but definitely more details go into that. What I love about this is that it always promotes your pharmacy. So he already has over 12 million people that are subscribers that are ready to get directed to your pharmacy. We need your zip code to be added in there so they can find you. He's got truckers that are all over the country that need a pharmacy, and they'll put in they'll put in the zip code where they're at, and they'll be directed to you, to your pharmacy. This is not available to the national chains. We're keeping this only for our community pharmacies.
That's right. And there's 3.5 million truckers that we go live with, and there are 70,000 chiropractors, 600,000 veterans, all on the platform. Yeah. Again, those users would then see your pharmacy in the zip code where you're based.
And a sharp-looking website to direct everybody to for that online store. It's like having your own Amazon store, but with better pricing. And so patients are gonna love that. Next to the stage, you're going to invite Michael Phillips with a turnkey solution. I want to mention something about this program here real quick before I turn it over to Michael. This I'm super excited because of the the downturn we've seen in your revenue that you're able to generate. Where your reimbursements have gotten just chewed up so that you're not making the profit margins on them anymore. This is a way to capture back those 30 to 50% profit margins. So if you could bring that back to your pharmacy, if you could then, with the help of RX Spark and with the BRIM program, get 30% more foot traffic into your pharmacy. If you could do just those two things alone, what is that worth to your pharmacy? If you could then have all the doctors in your surrounding area promoting your pharmacy and not your competitor's pharmacy, that's what this program brings to the table. Just in this one example here with one of our pharmacy partners. Now this is multiple locations. They did almost 10,000 flu shots last year, but their reimbursement on the pharmacy side was only 167,400. Okay, once implementing a program like BRIM, same amount of work, but generating almost $1 million in revenue. So, Michael, love to turn some time over to you, Mr. Michael Phillips, the CEO of BRIM Wellness. Are you there, Michael? Oh no, I must be having some technical difficulties. I could tell you this, that it is everything that is needed, all turnkey, all inclusive. They will even help you staff it. So this is literally a wellness clinic inside your pharmacy. It's not like a minute clinic or anything that's just looking at doing strep tests or whatever. This is really focused on providing additional services to your patients that are for longevity and wellness. So the focus is wellness. So it's A1C programs, your heart health, diabetes, even weight loss programs. And like I said, one of the main reasons why community pharmacies have struggled with doing more clinical things is that you can only do so much, right? The states have started to allow you more provider privileges, but this program actually allows you to do anything and everything that can be done at a doctor's office. But the focus will be on the well care side or the well check. So it's a collaboration with your physicians. You'll actually be taking workload off of them and collaborating with them to help them because they don't have time to do the well care checks. It's a $94 billion industry. There's over 100 pharmacies that are already on the waiting list to get set up with this. It is an amazing program. And so I definitely need to get you guys connected with Michael and Cody so that you can see all of this. The ROI on it is about 3 months. And the pharmacy that's the furthest along in their credentialing and doing all of the services is already generating about 35,000 a month. Okay, so the good opportunity, and this is 35,000 in new revenue that the pharmacy didn't have before. So just going through some of the slides that Michael would have covered for you here real quick. And I can certainly send you this one-page summary too. But the best thing is just to set a time with me. My contact information again is in the chat there. One of the links is my Calendly. You'll see that there's a Calendly link there. You can literally just schedule a time on my calendar, and I can get you connected with Michael and Cody. I just put my contact information in the chat again. Amazing program. Like I said, over 100 and some odd pharmacies that are already on the waiting list to get set up. You definitely want to get on that list and get ready for setup. Even the key principals and then the advisory board that they've developed here. I'll point out that Michael's dad is a transplant surgeon. He was actually on the very first heart transplant team here in the United States. He's retired now, but he's still very active, and he's actively involved in this project to help our community pharmacies. Served on the NIH for a long time, was on the short lists to run the FDA, and just a really great guy. I got to personally meet him and talk to him about this project and how we can best help our community pharmacy partners. So encourage you to set some time with me so we can get you all the details. It looks like, you know, that about 300 and something thousand in the first year that it'll generate for the pharmacy, another 400,000. So it's 1.4 million over the 3-year rollout of the program is what they're on track to do. The first phase of this is the wellness center, and then they provide like all the management services. You own it, but it's a part of a national group that once you have enough of these locations set up, then I can go to the employers, the self-insured employers, and talk to them about sending their patients to our community pharmacies and not to a chain, not to a Concentra, not to these other places. We could take care of them right here in our own community pharmacies, and then we're capturing all those scripts to be filled right there at your pharmacy. So that's where it comes full circle for me. The second phase for this is the talent exchange. Like I said, they'll help you actually staff the wellness center as well. And then there's a third component, which is a financial solution. This is a co-op. This is community pharmacies helping community pharmacies get this set up. So you can actually borrow from the fund, pay the fund back monthly installments. Like I said, it's about a 3-month return on investment. So it's not a long time, but now you are a part of the fund, and now you're earning interest in the pharmacy fund. So it's a third way to generate revenue for your pharmacy. You have the pharmacy revenue, you have the wellness center revenue, and then you'll have the fund revenue, so that we can really set you up for a very good retirement, or a wonderful thing to pass down to your family. So covered enough on this. Again, get with me. Apologize. I'm getting texts from Michael that he's having some technical issues, so I apologize we weren't able to get him here. That was the oops. I do want to show you the revenue prospectus here and what that'll generate and where it's generated from. If you're not already doing vaccinations at your pharmacy, it's something that we want to probably bring in and help you start that program, because it is just low-hanging fruit when you're doing it on the medical side, not the pharmacy side. It is a separate entity, so you do set up a whole separate entity, and then have that collaboration with the doctors in your area. So one more thing that I want to bring up. This is just some technology that's used in the they're bringing in all high-tech new technology into the wellness centers. So that one was a medical device. I could show you more on that, but I want to get to some other amazing things here too for you. But that medical device, is the first of its kind to have FDA Class 2 approval. So you can bill insurance for that, or Brim will bill insurance for you for that. But it's an amazing tool to help with microcirculation, improving overall circulation, reducing inflammation, getting more energy, improves ATP by 22%, makes the white blood cells more active. It's just an amazing wellness tool that insurance is paying for, and it's another good revenue stream for the wellness center. Also looking at lab work, where there's a technology using artificial intelligence that looks at 118 blood markers, can actually predict disease before disease happens. So You'll be able to test a patient, find out where they have some deficiencies, and then make recommendations to make up those deficiencies, which is going to be selling more of your nutraceuticals that you have. If you don't have a good line, they'll bring one in. But it's a great way to improve your front end sales too, and then also improve the health of the patient. They retest in 6 to 8 weeks. You show them the improvement, and literally keep the patient from becoming a diabetic or having heart disease based on these preventative measures. With all the extra revenue that you're going to be generated, I want to invite you to this meeting. This is the RX for your financial success, and it actually happens right directly after this hour today, if you're available for that. Otherwise, the next one will be on the 15th of next month. But wanted to bring that to your attention, that we have also looked at ways to help you reduce your tax liability, all 100% legal. It's a law firm that we've partnered with to help with this, and then a program that can double your profit. And so you need to see that, so you know how to best protect the new revenue that you're going to be generating and bringing in. Next to the stage, I'm going to jump ahead here to a couple of things. I'm going to come back to you, Cindy, in just a second. Let me get to Germs RX. My friend here with Scott Lamp here. This is a product that I just really thoroughly love. I don't travel without this. I do occasionally get to take trips with. I've got 2 grandkids, and they're absolutely amazing, adorable, busier than heck. They get into everything, but they're a lot of fun. And when I do get to travel with them, I take Germs RX products along with me, and I wipe those kids down from head to toe, because I know they're going to touch everything on the plane. They're going to be playing with the tray table and the armrests and the belt buckles. They're going to touch and play with everything. And so I just not only wipe them down, I wipe the surfaces down with this amazing product that kills pathogens physically, not chemically. So you don't have the horrible drying out of your skin that alcohol does. So Scott.
Hello, everybody. It's always amazing that Breck seems like he's telling the story for the very first time. He's always so enthusiastic, and but to have somebody that is so supportive of our stuff and the general mission of helping people is really important. I have one question for everybody. Why are you still using chemicals to kill germs? You've known about being associated with us for a while, so I need you guys to step up and contact me so we can either get you going on stuff or answer questions. It's important. We're not getting rid of COVID anytime soon, or MRSA or staph or anything like that. You need to be protected. And so we have a way with new nanotechnology that we pair it with water, so instead of chemicals, and you don't know that it's on. There's no fragrance. It lasts for hours and hours. And you can, as an example, this simple little, not a very big bottle, but it's an 8-ounce bottle that it'll last an individual 3 months, using it twice a day, and you'll be covered every single day for the whole day, and it will last 3 months. So it's super cost effective, and we have laundry products, we have disinfectants, we have wipes, as Breck has his great stories on. We have wound care, and we have body sprays. And just think that you can take your kid's gym bag opener